This evening, police are on the hunt for a Parika man accused of murdering his wife. Protests against VAT on education continues. More drama from the Linden Television Management Board. Director of Prisons calls on public to stop ex-convict discrimination. In the region, in the Bahamas, Haitian immigrants memorialize fallen countrymen. And internationally, both sides blame each other for yesterday's chemical weapons attack in Syria.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Randolph Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, safetvguyana.com. Join us. Police in D Division are making every effort to quickly apprehend a male suspect who allegedly strangled his reputed wife in their Parika East Bank Essequibo home at about 7:30 this morning. This according to the Guyana Police Force. Andrew Weeks reports.
Villagers within the community of Parika, East Bank Essequibo area was awoken to devastating news of a murder. The victim, Dan Watiram, 29, after encountering several domestic abuses 4 days ago, left her reputed husband's home along with her 3 children and went to her house at Parika Fakid and was found dead with a sheet around her neck. But the mother of the suspect, when asked if she knew of any abuses by the hand of her son, explains.
Oh, I never know them a fight because if they get a problem, if he come and tell me, I'm going to say, Angie, go home backyard. His wife, y'all got 3 children, go home and make a backyard problem.
The mother said Dan Watiram was not living the life expected of a housewife.
Want to that drink from, he gone to work. She don't cook many days, he got the food, got to work, hungry. Come home, you have to go and buy things, cook, and everything. She don't have time to clean the house. What the house condition right now for a housewife. She don't have time with them. The children, she don't have time with the children. Them. What I have the small girl, she's 11 years old, told me. I take her from, she was 1 month old baby. She don't care them, nothing. I come, I said, I bring back your baby and you carry she home. Bring she back, she tell me, she don't want this child is a crass fan, she black and ugly. I said, if you don't want, I gonna take her myself because it's my granddaughter. And I left with this child until now, she's 11 years old.
But, as you know, a story has 3 sides. Your side, my side, and the right side. The father of the dead woman, Bagot Ram Jaila, reported his side of the story.
This boy always abuse him. I try to make things right. I come to them. Anything I want, anything I helping them. Every time I come yesterday, I talk to you. Say when you're sober, I'm going to come and talk to you. This man, my daughter call me. I tell him I'm coming there now. I left home, come before I come, she don't kill she. So when the police go in there, and I see that he got a sheet around her neck, knot, and she was strangled. Yes.
Did you ever advise her to leave the relationship?
No, I always tell she, man, you got 3 children for you, and I must try and live good. But me got afford help I help you. And just let me tell you that I come this morning, do not left she, and I come. Right? But when I come, she done dead.
The mother of the suspect maintained that Danwati Ram came from a broken home.
She don't have a mother, a caring and a loving mother for her children. Them. She came like that, drinking rum, got this friend, this company. This boy, this guy got to work, come back. Bathe them children, neighbors got talk, he gonna bathe them, keep them tidy, cook and give them she old man. When he come home, that ain't gonna be a problem if he talk. 2 days time, this boy start go to church with we. Go to church, when he ready to go to church, he clothes and clean me. She said, sister, whopping, you know what? She said, what do you for wash it? Even she falls to the church because she don't care free. There's a living this girl want to live, and this going like for years with them. This type of living she want to live. Though they legally married, living home.
The woman said her son was sober when he visited her home around 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. This newscast understands that about 6 hours Wednesday morning, the victim was on her way to the Parika police station to lodge a report against the suspect, Andre, when he intercepted and took her to his home, where she was later found by a relative motionless in a sitting position with a bed sheet tied around her neck. The suspect was seen fleeing his house toward the back dam. The victim was rushed to the Lenora Cottage Hospital and was pronounced dead on arrival. Her body is at the Ezekiel Funeral Home awaiting post-mortem examination. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. The temporary structure to be built at Chetty Jagan International Airport will not incur any further cost to taxpayers. Here's more. Works at the Chetty Jagan International Airport are underway. The company charged with the expansion project is expected to finish building the terminal by May and to finish expanding the runway by the end of this year. As the deadline for the terminal's construction quickly approaches, some have raised serious doubts whether the building will be finished in time. In order to reach next month's deadline, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure has decided to construct a prefabricated building instead.
They are working and it has no cost, as I've been hearing about this big cost, which is, it's no cost, it's part of the temporary works that the contractor will be doing.
Jeffrey Vaughn, Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, asserts that recent media reports about the additional costs associated with the prefabricated terminal are untrue. There is no additional cost for the building as it was factored into the original price tag.
The prefabricated terminal basically at CGIA is basically being used for the arrival, and it's a temporary system that has been put in place for arrival so that we can facilitate the construction work that needs to go on the permanent structures.
The $150 million expansion project was started by the previous administration in 2013. Thus far, it has missed several key deadlines and has been fraught with issues, including accusations of poor quality work by the contractors hired under the previous administration. Nonetheless, it's full steam ahead for the project, which Vaughn expects to be completed by its end-of-year deadline. Don't go away. Coming up on Headline News after the break, government explains Linden television management spat, and parents continue protest against private education tax.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Fabulous Styles, it's your time to shine for the best in plus and regular sizes for both male and female for any occasion. From elegant designers dresses to stylish costume jewelry, your choice is Fabulous Styles. Come check us out on Durban Street, 3 doors from First Assembly Church, or call us on 225-8932 or 623-7895. Fabulous Styles, a time to shine.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Footsteps is about to kick off your Easter with its massive Customer Appreciation Day sale. Yes, for Easter, enjoy wholesale prices at any of Footsteps' 2 locations on Wednesday, 12th April for the entire day. No discount card needed to get great savings. It's Footsteps' massive Customer Appreciation Day on Wednesday, 12th April. Footsteps, bringing it all together.
Yes, let's get it on. Total U Plus is introducing the bridal collection. We sell bridal gowns with over 150 styles to choose from, including bridal gowns for Muslim brides. We also sell bride and bridesmaid gloves, tiaras, petals, flower girl baskets, bridal pins, just married signs for vehicles, guest books and pens, aisle runners, veils, table placement holders, garters. Yes, the complete collection. Come see our bridal display in store. Total U Plus Bridal Collection, Froggity's Mall, booth number 16. Let's get it on.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
The Region 10 Linden Television Management Board meeting ended in a walkout by the minority last week Friday. Andrew Eakes reports that the Prime Minister's representative and a member of Parliament tell their side of the story as to what happened.
The Linden Television Station Board of Directors was called to choose a chairman and a secretary, but according to reports, Member of Parliament Jomin Fagera said the walkout was stemmed from the Article of Association, which gives guidance on how the trust must operate. Shama Solomon, the trust acting secretary, had promised to present the document to the Board of Directors, but he did not honor that commitment again because the lawyers did not complete the documents. Here is Fagera.
So we do not believe it would have been prudent for us to proceed with an election without having prior knowledge of the Articles of Association. They're saying it has nothing to do with secret ballot or show of hands. It is a principal position which we are saying that in order for us to make an informed decision, a decision that will impact thousands of lives of people in the community, it must be from an informed position, and that is our principal position, and that we took, and we decided not to proceed with an election.
Those that walked out of the meeting were Mayor of Linden, Carwin Holland, Regional Chairman Renis Morian, Member of Parliament Jomin Fagera, and Deputy Director of Community Development Councillor Sandra Abrams. RDC Councillor and Prime Minister representative on the board for the elections of the chairman and secretary, Valdemar Glasgow, says that the board minority members are using personalities and does not have the interest of the community at heart. The question many are asking is, if the Articles of Association is the only thing that would hinder the nominations. Mr. Glasgow sat down with me in our studios on Wednesday to clear the air.
The purpose of the election wasn't to present a document. It was to elect a chairman and a secretary. And the election can go ahead without that document. That document, at the end of the day, when that document is finished, it has to, the document would just show the names of the directors that is on the board, who's the lead directors on the board. That document would be showing.
But does it have anything to do with how to elect the chairman and the secretary?
No, it doesn't have. I don't think it has anything to do with how to elect the chairman and the secretary. The chairman and secretary is to be elected by the board of directors.
As to whether to vote by ballot or show of hands is the big question. It is the belief, according to the majority, that a secret ballot is best because it protects other board members from victimization, which, according to Glasgow, is the rancor that is hindering the process of getting the board, the elections of the board chairman, and the secretary to work. I ask him the following question. What would you say would be the best way forward to end this whole feud as to, who will do this and who will do that and how this will be done? What do you think is the best possible outcome in going ahead in getting the chairman installed and the secretary?
You put me in. This is my opinion. This is my personal. This is not me speaking on behalf of the Prime Minister or anybody. This is basically my personal opinion is that we need to get rid, if not all, some of the troublemakers on this board, because we find happening like most of these people that is on this board, they are involved in too many things.
MP Figuera said there is more trouble coming to the board when he called me and presented the following statements.
Yesterday's paper, I figure you would have read Vera's comment. Vera would have invested $7 million into this television station. And I figure that is why he didn't want us to see those details. You understand? So what is Vera's interest? Did he give a donation, or does he have a contractual arrangement with his television station?
Vera?
These are information that the directors are not cognizant of. Yesterday's paper, champ, we'll take it out.
Now that it is alleged that former television tycoon Anthony Vera has invested millions into the Linden television station, that will have to be cleared up at the next board meeting. Many are asking, should Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu fire the current board and install a new one, or allow the feud to continue and the people of Linden suffer another year of ineffective programming from the People's Television Station in Linden? In our next report, we will tell you why $3.5 billion were not spent in the region under the current RDC chairman. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Protests against the government's decision to tax private education continues. Here's more. Dozens of concerned citizens, parents, school administrators, and even students gathered outside of the Ministry of Education on Brick Dam. They are again protesting the government's decision to apply tax to private education. As of February 1st, 14% value-added tax was added to the tuition for private schools. The Ministry of Education has expected a $350 million increase in revenue after the application of this tax. One very outspoken protester suggested an alternate way to fund education besides taxing private school tuitions.
They have other avenues that money can come from. The Minister of Public Security wants you to stop drinking and driving. Tax alcohol, you would have a reduce in that and still make more than $350 million annually.
Okay, this
tax
is true.
tobacco, you're going to reduce the risk of cancer.
This is true.
You're going to and you're not going to have to put so much investment in the health sector, and you would have a reduced.
Actually, I think in the US,
you would get more income.
About 30 minutes into the protest, 5 parents and 1 school administrator were called into the building to personally speak with the Minister of Education, Rupert Rupnarine. One of the members of the group, Swami Aksharananda, appreciated the conversation with Minister Rupnarine, but he's not very convinced that much will come from the meeting.
If that were the case, if they had thought about it, probably would have done it, would have happened already.
Last night, for example, was the cabinet meeting where we were told that the Minister of Education would be bringing the matter up in cabinet. And had they taken the decision to do the revocation, it probably would have happened already and the announcement would have been made. But obviously that didn't happen.
One of the parents who met with the minister declined to be on camera. Nonetheless, she expressed gratitude for the meeting with Minister Rupnarine and said that he will personally see into the matter.
He's going to see, I guess, whatever representation he can make on our behalf, he will, because we sound like concerned parents. So he was humble, he was kind, he listened, yeah, very understanding.
And he also promised to take our concern back
to higher authority, to GRA, to Mr. Jordan, and see what he can come up with.
We will also be looking.
Guyana's Private Schools United wrote a letter to Minister Rupnarine several days ago. The ministry responded this morning. A delegation from the Ministry of Education will be holding a public consultation 11 a.m. this Friday, April 7th, at the National Cultural Center on Mandela Avenue. Stop discriminating against persons who would have completed their term of incarceration, says Acting Director of Prisons Gladwin Samuels. Andrew Weeks reports.
In an exclusive interview done by the Government Information Agency GINA, Gladwin Samuels, the acting director of the Guyana Prison Service, says the organization will be launching a public education program to deal with the stigma perpetrated against ex-prisoners.
In terms of causing the public to understand what is being done, we will commence a TV series soon, whereby inmates themselves will share with the public as it relates to training opportunities that were afforded to them while in the prison. Also, we will be utilizing the inmates to allow them to sensitize members of the public why they should not find themselves committing offenses that will lead them to come to prison.
The acting director told GINA that it is their belief that once the general public becomes more accepting of the program, they will help ex-offenders to be more readily accepted back into society.
All they know about prison is probably what they see on television or what they would have read. But behind those four walls, several opportunities are offered to prisoners so as to make them better persons for when they're released from the facilities.
Literacy and skills training are just a few of the programs the prisoners are exposed to while in the jailhouse. Mr. Samuel explains more.
There is some degree or some percentage of recidivism. However, our record will show that several persons who would have entered prison and having been exposed to rehabilitative training, they have not returned to prison. I guess what is important for society is education, and I trust that this program will serve to enlighten the public as it relates to some of the activities that are taking place in prison.
It is hoped that the program will not only help prisoners change their bad behavior, but that those thinking of committing a crime will learn to be model citizens of Guyana and stay away from a life of crime. Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Fabulous Styles, it's your time to shine for the best in plus and regular sizes for both male and female for any occasion. From elegant designers dresses to stylish costume jewelry, your choice is Fabulous Styles. Come check us out on Durban Street, 3 doors from First Assembly Church, or call us on 225-8932 or 623-7895. Fabulous Styles, a time to shine.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Footsteps is about to kick off your Easter with its massive Customer Appreciation Day sale. Yes, for Easter, enjoy wholesale prices at any of Footsteps' 2 locations on Wednesday, 12th April for the entire day. No discount card needed to get great savings. It's Footsteps' massive Customer Appreciation Day on Wednesday, 12th April. Footsteps, bringing it all together.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now open, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in the Bahamas, members of the Haitian community laid to rest some of their countrymen on Tuesday. They were a part of a group of immigrants who lost their lives in a boat tragedy late last year. ZNS Network News, Vaughn Albury reports.
December 12, 2016, 8 migrants drowned after a Haitian sloop capsized off southern New Providence. 2 of the 5 women and 3 men were found a day later on land near South Beach. Tuesday, more than 4 months after, their bodies were finally removed from the morgue of the Princess Margaret Hospital for burial organized by the Haitian Embassy. Hearses and vans, 8 in all, transported them to the Reston Funeral Home on Mount Royal Avenue, where Ambassador Jean-Victor Genayus met them. A police escort later led the motorcade to the Spikenard graveyard. The wood-pressed caskets were sealed by hammers at the cemetery, where members of the Haitian Pastors Association, led by Pastor Nelson Pierre, conducted final rites and burial. Community activist Louis Georges says the burial was important.
In fact, we were all shocked to find out Thursday past in the daily newspapers that those individuals they were not buried as yet, and so it means a lot to us to see that they will be receiving a proper burial, not just to be laid to rest or thrown into a ditch or in some hole and covered up. No, to have a proper funeral service means a lot to us.
Due to space, the caskets were laid out in 2 groups, each adorned with a single white rose, as songs, tributes, and prayers were given. Then the 8 were finally laid to rest. Georges says many migrants know the perils of the journey and often sail here to the unknown.
Oftentimes, individuals would take that trip and do not have a single family member waiting for them on the other side, and so they're banking on the fact that they are Haitian and we're Haitians and we're taking this journey together. And so when we get in, we can speak Creole, and maybe, just maybe, we would find someone that would allow us to stay or to, live with them for a while. So not everybody that comes or that takes those trips have a family member waiting on them, no.
And Charmaine Tellis, a straw worker, said, for some Haitians, the money they send to family back in Haiti is all that they have to survive on.
When you're gone, every family looking you, every family looking for you, put some months on something, some money, some clothes, anything you get. Sometimes you get hungry, you send something to aid for family.
Last year, more than 7,000 illegal immigrants were apprehended, 6,000 of them Haitians. Most were repatriated, costing the Bahamas government millions of dollars. And for this group, they are on Bahamian soil, but never got to live out their dreams. I am Vaughn Albury, ZNS Network News.
And internationally, Russia has suggested that chemical gas that had killed and injured many civilians in Syria came from rebel munitions on the ground. However, Britain's foreign secretary said all evidence suggested President Assad's forces had knowingly launched a chemical attack. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says 72 people, among them 20 children, are now known to have died in the rebel-held town of Khan Sheikhoun. BBC reports.
This boy was one of hundreds of victims of the attack. He's showing classic symptoms of poisoning, perhaps by a military-strength nerve agent. The victim's lungs were badly affected. Rescue workers did what they could to decontaminate the victims. That includes removing clothes where the poison can linger and by spraying fresh water. The attack happened in Khan Sheikhoun, a town that has been heavily bombed by the regime and by the Russians in the last 2 days. It's in Idlib province, which is one of the last rebel strongholds in Syria. The hospital was overwhelmed by casualties.
All are wounded, some are dead. There are many suffocation cases. We couldn't enter Khan Sheikhoun city because of the intensive and systematic shelling.
There doesn't seem to be much oxygen there, which could have saved more people.
I lost my son, my children, my neighbors, my daughter. They're all gone. I only have God left.
This morning, it looked just like the chemical attacks in 2013 near Damascus. Confronted with scenes just like these, President Obama threatened military action and then pulled back when Syria gave up its chemical weapons. If this latest mayhem was caused by a regime attack, it suggests some chemical weapons were held back. Condemnation is coming in from around the world.
I'm appalled by the reports that there has been a chemical weapons attack on a town south of Idlib, allegedly by the Syrian regime. We condemn the use of chemical weapons in all circumstances. If proven, this will be further evidence of the barbarism of the Syrian regime.
We have understood it was a chemical attack and it came from the air. We have been and we will be stimulating all those who have the capacity of finding out technically what it happened.
President Assad's regime has denied it launched the attack, but if that's not true, what's in it for them? Idlib is one of the last rebel strongholds in Syria. Perhaps someone in the regime thought it was time to increase the pressure. President Assad's regime is much stronger than it was when the last big chemical attack happened in 2013. Perhaps the way the president faced down American threats back then makes him think he can get away with it again. When local activists were still reporting what happened, the hospital was hit by airstrikes.
Because if you did it wrong...
Jerry Smith supervised the removal of the Syrian chemical arsenal after the 2013 attack.
Everything that they declared left the country. We can absolutely guarantee that. So the issue then becomes, is this new stuff, if it indeed is a warfare agent, or is it undeclared?
What's happened in Khan Sheikhoun shows once again that the Syrian war is far from over, and the long list of war crimes committed in this war has another entry. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SaveTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast. and tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.